Oi, oi. T minus 27 minutes away from a cheeky Chinese Grand Prix, and I'm here for it. We are here for it. I'm grateful ad infinitum to each and every single one of you that always tune in. Do you know what I mean? Kayori, Luke, Stephen, RLJ. It's a good job that I didn't tune in earlier and see that Eddie Jordan like homage, because it would have been streaming again. All on the track. What are we doing? Did you just hear that from the one that they call Karun Chandak? All on the right side of track, affecting therefore the likes of George Russell et al. What are we doing? From a feeder Formula race on the same Shanghai International Circuit, it's going to get techie. Tyres are going to be important. That, as always, is the battleground upon which the Chinese Grand Prix victory will be fought. Going to get techie. Liam Lawson again, a plot that's gonna run right. I can't believe that we're having this conversation. Did you see all the Checo Perez abbots of unreason? Oh well, now Cameron. Now apparently Cameron, it's the now it's the car, whereas before it was Checo. But it's not as if Checo Perez didn't get 300,000 years to prove himself. For Pete's sake. Compare apples and apples. What are we talking about? And when you get additional evidence, surely the beauty, the gift in having a mind is the ability to check. Oh, Cameron, but Checo Perez, you weren't giving him that credit. Listen, and to be fair to Liam Lawson, he has underperformed. What are we talking about? Like he's P20, 2-0, 20. Outlaw, what's going on? Oh, Micah, pay your rent, smash the like, let's go. It's a beautiful chat. I'm going to have a look at it, RLJ, but I'm not going to lie to you. I was glad that I didn't see it. I'll watch it afterwards and have a cheeky cry in my tea or something, but we don't need to see any tears for. I saw a video. I mean, the reaction. Most of you, 99% of you guys are legends and understand that I'm listen. I'm at the behest of the sport. I was watching one of my favourite YouTubers, a lady called Hannah Fry, who's just super passionate about maths and translating her learnings into a way that's palatable for your average muggles. And I was thinking about Formula One and how I can relate to it, like tell the story right. And for me, Formula One is very. She tells this story. Her analogy is that maths is just, and again, forgive me for going off on this tangent early doors, but her analogy is that maths is a difficult equation to solve for, pun intended. And that you find yourself almost in a deep, dense hedgerow, like rummaging around, and then all of a sudden, when you solve something, you're in the most beautifully curated garden. Hannah Fry says, and for me, Formula One's always been similar, right? Like, yeah, listen, you get Drive to Survive, but for the longest portion of my F1 fandom, it has been 2000 to 2004 or 2010 to 2013. It can be monotonous. 2023, as an example, Maximilian Verstappen monopoly. It can be dominance for long periods. And again, they're trying to gamify it to an extent. But when you get a 2021 or a 1994 or a 2012, by contrast, it's just. Do you know what I mean? The yin and the yang of F1, the sweet and the sour. Cam, what do you think of Vettel legacy or lack thereof? FBL Magic says, oof, are we getting that techie already? Bloody Nora. T minus 23 minutes on the docket. Vettel was good, but I think Vettel was good in a very strict set of circumstances. I was going to say something actually, that me bawling my heart out about Eddie Jordan. I saw some reaction. It was like, oh, Cameron's just being pathetic. How is he? Like, why is he on? Let them say what they wanted. You know what I mean? At this stage, I mean, if you want a helmet Marco me, then that's cool. It's not my fault that people don't feel passionate about the sport in the way that I do. Do you know what I mean? But everybody can't be for everyone. I think over the next 6 months, you're going to see Cameron going scorched earth increasingly. Do you know what I mean? The frequency is going to do one of these because sadly, for all of my contemporaries, I have zero cares to give. 191 of you in the chat. Do me a favour, smash the like, please. 33 likes only. I am hurt. do me a favour, smash the like because it helps us pull the switch back on the YouTube algorithm. Spin Bastion Bottle. What's going on, OG Zilla? You're a legend. All about the tyres. Go on then, Ryan. Let's talk about the tyres. I heard Bernie Collins talking about it's going to be interesting to see whether these guys do 2 or 3 stops, because you heard Sir Lewis Hamilton say that as at lap 4, he was struggling, that it was all about graining the front tyres, particularly the front left is going to be really, really techy for them to go. And of course, if you're talking about dominance and trying to explain the story of the MCL39, you can't tell that story in a way that's comprehensive and true, set fair, lest you talk about its ability to manage for tyres. How does it manage for tyre and tyre deck? Well, it's in its ability to manage temperature. You know, we saw that contoured brake duct thing that nobody else has on the grid. McLaren have done a very good job in that MCL39. And again, it's only an extension of its traits in 2024, is it not? 2024, I would argue, as near as makes no difference. Every single time you had Lando and Max fighting it out. Brundle talking to Lando's dad. Trying to be positive. Oh no, Lando's dad. You can see where Lando gets his lack of confidence from. He's like, oh my gosh. Right. McLaren last year, every time it was Lando and Max, you would see at the start of the stint, Max would gap Lando, particularly if it was at the very, very start of the race. Then towards the end of the first stint, you would see Lando start to come back, or Max come back to Lando. Lando would have the quickest car. Why? Because there's something about that MCL 3.9 and now 3.8 and now 3.9 that means that they can handle and mitigate for tyre deg better than any of the other 9 on the grid, or 18 even. And that's got to help, right? That's why Lando keeps saying, oh well, we were good around Albert Park, but that was something of an anomaly. There will be tracks around which we won't be as quick. Cooler climbs, Las Vegas. Why? Well, because tyre deg is the thing that they weaponize for, and that's where they get a lot of their performance, because they can do it and manage it better than the other teams on the grid. Kayla, what's going on? Legend that is Kayla. Kayori OGs. Morning. Luke says, Cam, tricky brake ducts, MCL 3.9, not working in dirty air. I don't think it's about... Right, so look, like, this is a techie track. I think it's difficult to overtake around. And I don't think there'll be... That brake duct thing, and listen... The dirty air will do one of these, right? There's a downside as far as your ability to mitigate for the graining of the tyres. I thought that was Nicky Lauda then with the hat. Jeez. I must be tired, eh? R.I.P. Nicky. I mean, it's been a tough week for sports stars, eh? George, first EJ, and then George Foot. I mean, what are we doing here? To your question, the brake ducts, that contoured brake duct will work, but not, I would argue, not as well. It won't give them the delta. Plus, I think it's chaos as far as climatic conditions, right? It's going to be techie going into here. T-minus 19 minutes. Kayla Daniel, but it keeps things interesting. Luke says 2 stops for everyone today. Tyre deg, far too. Did I say 2? I said 2 and 3 stops, didn't I? Bernie, I think, said to be 2, maybe 3 stops. 3 stops would be chaos, though, eh? No, you're right. You're right, Luke. Excuse me. Oilgate RLJ says, yeah, oil and dust or powder, therefore, to soak up the oil on the right-hand side, which is techie. George Russell to be impacted on the second grid spot. What is going on? What is that DJ doing? I mean, go on then. Should we talk about Christian? Oh, look at Kimi Antonelli and Ollie Behrman talking. Having a cheeky chat amongst themselves. Antonelli tried to sneak out the back door. Kimi Antonelli says the wind is a bit techie as versus yesterday. Oh, the rookie's just having a cheeky a pre-race debrief talking about the wind. Trickier going down to turn 1. That turn 1. Go on then, let's talk about... In fact, I need to get the poll out. Max on the podium, says Ryan. Lando's a shambles. Yuki putting in a shift. Water is wet. Oof. What's going on, Jomo? Mighty morning to you all. Big for being here. You know what to do with the like button. Smash it indeed. Umanch. I'm here, guy. I'm nervous. Why am I so nervous? The reason why I'm so nervous is because this is going to reveal a lot about the championship, I think. Lando Norris 1.0 or 2.0? Because again, we saw Lando Norris 2.0 all race weekend in Australia, right? But now he rocks up here and it's like, no. Lando Norris 2.0, nowhere to be seen. Charles Leclerc did not want to speak to you, Martin Brundle, at all. You could see in his face, he was like, nah, well, you've asked me, so you know what I mean? I'll oblige you on this occasion, Martin Brundle. I was watching a Richard Mille presentation. Lando desperately didn't want to talk to Brundle either. Nerves, evidence, passion, importance. Ugh. Nick, I think you're right. Oh my gosh. Oscar to angle his car towards George on the right. Of course. Did you see? Hang on a second. Oft looked over manoeuvre. I think Lando has the pace advantage still over Oscar. He does, right. I heard a stat that there were only 3 times last year when Oscar outqualified Lando. You don't just reverse that overnight. Now, of course, going into this Grand Prix, now we are 1-for-1. Lando versus Oscar in qualifying, and maybe that means something, right? Maybe that is a material variable change, but we'll see that that will bear itself out in longer form over the next 23 races, some say. However, can we say that Oscar? I think we can say definitively that Oscar has the wheelcraft advantage over Lando. Did you see the way he overtook Max Verstappen yesterday? No one's talked about this in all the bloody due diligence that I've done and post-race analysis. I've not heard anybody talk about the devilment. Joe Guan Yu in attendance, reserve, Scuderia Ferrari driver. I've not heard anybody talk in detail about the devilment of the Oscar Piastri overtake on Max Verstappen during the sprint race yesterday. Mate, you have to understand. You have to do your due diligence. Right, let's talk about 2 things Oscar Piastri's shown us. The Baku manoeuvre on Charles Leclerc was like the razor precision of it. He doesn't get that manoeuvre done unless he has like a different god tier level of race IQ. It's on the exit that his gift is, because he gets so close to the barrier. I'm talking about Baku last year, the overtaking manoeuvre on Charles Leclerc, the ability to take Charles Leclerc by surprise. I don't know. I think Oscar's a little bit different as far as his racecraft as versus his mate Lando Norris. And then yet again, you see Exhibit B in the sprint race yesterday. The way that he deals with Max Verstappen, who, by the way, isn't a shabby defender of overtakes. He's like, what? Like, he pulls alongside him and then just leaves it to the very last minute to turn in. Remember, Max on the outside now can't turn in until Oscar does. The quicker that Oscar turns in, the higher the probability of a Max Verstappen switchback, and he leaves it to the very, very last second before he starts to turn in and deal with the apex and the balance problems and the physical challenges that come with that. I thought it was God tier and nobody's talking about it. Oscar might be a killer. I don't think he's got the advantage, durable, competitive over Lando Norris, not just yet at least, apart from in the sphere that we call wheelcraft, wheelsmanship. That was different level from Oscar, and that's a concern. Again, as somebody that thinks Lando has the whip hand in the papaya coloured team still, as at the 23rd of the 3rd, 2025, I'm wheelcraft, forget about it. Every time he has the opportunity, OJ Piastri, he shows you what time it is, right? The move on Charles Leclerc last year, Baku, was one of the best that I've seen in the last, 3 to 5 years. It was chaos, clinical. You don't do that many. You just got to be so precise, right? And then the way that he dealt with Max yesterday, I don't think Lando does that same manoeuvre the same way. T-minus 13 minutes till we get ourselves a cheeky formation lap, and I'm nervous, Jack. I'm really, really nervous. Right, let's go. Can't bring the tyre back to you, Natalie. Once it's gone for good. That's why these guys are talking about graining. Lest we forget, Sir Lewis, you remember Sir Lewis saying that lap 4, his tyres started to grain. I think the most likely scenario is that most of these guys will start on the medium with a view to optimise for their launch off the grid, the all-important launch. What will be currency today? Track position. Currency, chat. It will be currency. If Oscar can get off the line, he's Gucci, eh? Because it's difficult to overtake around here. The strength of the dirty air. It's going to be... I can't wait. I'm here for it. That block pass. It was brilliant, wasn't it, Jason? Why is nobody talking about this? Let me get... Here we are. Horner talking. Oh, wow. Horner said that. Okay, so Liam Lawson's starting at the back. Jason, why is nobody talking about this? Oscar will have clean air. Clean air is king, says Oscar Jack Piastri. Said that a couple of times, hasn't he? Oscar breaks where Ricardo always wanted it. He's levels. That was levels. He's not bad. Alan Prost, killer, says Kinyemi. Just needs to find a 10th overall, but absolutely different gravy. Is Cameron tried to change his favourite from Max to Lando? Jitendra, I just think Max is ridiculous. Stop glozing him, Cameron. Max has been ridiculously good. Whatever you want to say about love or loathe him, on track, levels. But Lando's also been levels. Lest we forget Sandvort last year. Singapore, he weren't too bad either. He's had his races where he's been really, really good. It's not for lack of pace that Lando suffers. It's for poor execution. You know what I mean? You're forgetting how Oscar took Hamilton through the chicane. Oh my gosh, look at that. Yeah, true. Latter stages of the Grand Prix. He's crafty, is Oscar. I don't hate it. I do not hate it. He's very crafty. Let's let Oscar by. So is that potentially Darwin? I don't think, yeah, potentially. But even then, if he did T-minus 10 minutes and 25 seconds till we get ourselves some lights out. Even if he did let him through, the way that Oscar behaved in that car, defensive part, he's gifted. He's gifted, is Oscar, in the overtaking in particular. I don't think there's too many up and down the grid, shy of Sir Lewis, shy of Max Verstappen, who conducts themselves in the way and leverages the devilment the way that Oscar Piastri. This is just my opinion, in my humble opinion. Barax has burnt Max. Liam for driver of the day, Decenda. Well, he's starting in the pits, right? We're talking about Liam. I feel like I've been too harsh on Liam already. I don't even want to. I mean, the video yesterday, we reported on what people are saying. Benson. Benson is harsh, but very, very fair of BBC. All F1 journos are made equally, but some are made more equal than others. Benson is one of the straightest of shooters as far as F1 journos in 2025, and he went in on the Checkered Flag podcast. He was like, you know what, Liam Lawson, they needed a Max Verstappen type driver, a generational one like a Kimi Antonelli. Do you know what I mean? What a hot prospect. And he was like, Liam Lawson, if you pay attention to his career, he's never ever been that. He's a half decent driver. He's like a 7 out of 10 guy. Like, props. You know what I mean? You drive rings around me and you, lap us on the first lap. Like, do you know what I mean? If that's even a thing that's possible. But in that car, owing to the level of adaptability that you need to drive a car that's ostensibly very, very difficult to handle, mercurial, snap oversteer, understeer on the low minimum speed, medium duration turns, you need a god tier one in that car, right? That's what I think we're saying. And it feels like Red Bull have almost reverse engineered Liam Lawson into that seat. That you've got to go away and find a driver capable, a la a Kimi Antonelli, or I don't know, an Arvid Lindblad. Find a driver capable of handling not only that circumstance, because they gave him a lot of credit, did Christian Horner, saying that he's mentally strong enough to handle it. It's not just about mental fortitude, though. It's both, isn't it? This is the dichotomy for which F1 drivers need to solve. Lando, Norris, 1.0, mention no names. They've got to be quick. Wheelcraft, wheelsmanship, racing IQ, strategy, plus fortitude. It's a causation cake that has a very many different slices. If we're talking about to have success in Formula 1, particularly in that Red Bull car alongside one Maximilian Verstappen. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. What are you talking about? Right, let me do one of these. We'll get ourselves some metrics again. If you like the metrics on your screen, go and download yourself Multi-Viewer, because support them, because they support us legends. And again, you won't find a better app if indeed metrics is your thing, and you can get from them infinitely more detailed metrics, deeper dives than I'm putting on my screen. But have you guys seen the camera, by the way? The new, they've learned from Brad Pitt's film, haven't they? F1. And hang on a second. They're using wider angle T-cam shots, and it looks like Wipeout 2097 for those of you who are F1, who are gaming fans. Don't sulk, you're a legend. Lawson looked like he hadn't slept a wink. Has Raccoon? Oh no, don't sulk. He's got to be feeling it. I feel bad. How can you be a human being and not feel bad? Although I will say of Liam Lawson, I will say this of Liam. I'm not saying that he's brought it on himself. It's too hard. Look, it's hard to have sympathy for a guy who talks so big of themselves, right? There's a couple of things that he said. When Checo Perez was having his issues last year, you remember he gave Checo the middle finger. That's your exhibit A. Your exhibit B, when he spoke about Yuki Tsunoda over the last 48 hours, he said something to the effect of, Yuki Tsunoda's had his time. I've already beaten that chap in feeder formula. Yeah, of course you beat him over the course of a couple of races. Like, even a broken clock gets it right twice a day, Liam Lawson. So when you're talking with that sort of chest, with that sort of bluster, he doesn't necessarily cut a sympathetic, no empathetic figure. I think it's hard. But he's young, isn't he? Even seeing him in the back of that car, I'll never forget the motorsport.com interview where it's him and another female journo in the front of the car and his missus in the back. And Liam Lawson doesn't cut an empathetic figure. You know, for all of Checo's underperformance, he always felt like, other than the times when he was in the press and media talking about, well, if I have a car capable, I will win championships. You can't take that sort of stuff seriously. Other than those times, I feel like Checo Perez was always broadly a sympathetic figure. I'm not sure that the one that they call Liam Lawson has that in his locker necessarily. I don't think he does. Not the same way that Checo did. And I think that might be a problem. Not necessarily as far as him continuing to be a Red Bull racing driver, but in the eyes of, in the court of public opinion, I think that counts for something. I'll be honest with you. I do think it counts for something. Right, let's go. Let's get ourselves some metrics up. And by the way, whilst I'm doing this, let me say to you guys, legends one and all, and I'm grateful ad infinitum to each and every single one of you all the bloody time for coming in the chat and fact checking me, engaging me in F1 discourse, telling me I'm a numpty when I have been a numpty. And that time, the number of times, that the frequency of those occasions is greater or equal to 1. Do you know what I mean? I go, your boy can be a numpty from time to time. 344 of you watching Kakoli, do me a favour and smash the like. He's very snart. There's something about him, isn't there, Liam? There is something about him, Asics, that I don't. Go on then, 5.4 kilometres, 56 laps, lap record. 1:32.238 in the race. Of course, track lap record was set by Oscar yesterday on a 1:30.641. Right, let's go. I'm sure I just brought myself up some metrics. What an absolute clown. So nobody has run the hards just yet, eh? Cameron, you better not ditch Max. Jitendra, he's a driver. I mean, I try and keep my objectivity cap on, but increasingly I keep getting accused of Max Verstappen bias. He's been very good, mate. Like, do you know what I mean? What else do you want me to do? Call me a glory hunter, maybe. But Norris will cry today. Oh no, Oscar will have clean air. So long as he gets a decent start, it's Oscar's race to lose. Oscar was smart with that overtaking, smart risk. Matt saw it coming but had no ties to fight it, so was smart. Yeah, no, I think I think it was level. I don't know. I see something in Oscar, particularly not necessarily the pace, quick enough. And now he's out qualifying Lando. Eh? Oh, the humanity! I don't know. Maybe because the car. You heard Lando keep talking, and again, I'm rehashing. I'm labouring the point, but I think these are important ahead of the Grand Prix. Lando keeps talking about instability at the rear, that the car is difficult to drive. Neil Waldley, technical director of McLaren, said that they've designed the car deliberately like that because that's how you build the fastest car in this spec of ground effect. That it is a difficult car. Helmut Marko said as well about Liam Lawson, right? That the quickest car is a difficult car to drive. It's interesting. I remember reading Adrian Newey's book, and he said that he would take a tenth off of the pace of the car to add 10% of predictability points. Because as soon as the drivers have a car that they can trust, mention their name, Sir Lewis, as soon as you have a car that you can trust, that means that the drivers can push it, and then they gain that tenth back in terms of predictability and stability. I don't know on what side of that fence I fit. Go on then. First poll, obviously Dave Brandon, you're far too kind, so thank you so much. Nisco says this is going to be a real close one between the first four, I believe. Close, but not necessarily. I just don't think this track lends itself to like a blood and guts battle. I think it might be decided on strategy. All right, let's get our first poll out. I love the leader at end of first lap. Go on then. So we've got Oscar, we have George, we have Lando, and then we have Max. You guys let me know. I mean, look at the running though to turn one. I always think that the Chinese Grand Prix has a long running, but it does not. It does not. Go on, leader at the end of the first lap. Huh. Wow, investigating infringements already, yeah. Of course. Right, your boy's going to get settled in, I think. One stop, two stop. You're forgetting how Oscar sorry. We have ourselves a cheeky formation lap. Right, you know what? Let me sit up for a second because I need to get involved. I'm nervous. Why am I so nervous for these? Passion, some say, eh? Passion. All right. We have ourselves a cheeky formation lap. Huh. Liam Lawson again starting from the pit lane, and I think that's a smart decision from Red Bull Racing. Coyote Jinx, good morning, Dream. I hope you're good. Beautiful trophy, says Coyote. One that Lando Norris will smash, of course, if past his prologue, if he manages to get his hands on it. I always vote for Max, even if he drives the tractor. Wagwan, Coyote. Wagwan. Where's he? Yeah, Daniel, no, I'm rocking the tablet now. I've got the tablet here. I've got multi-viewer here. I've got SkyGo here. You guys over here. It's chaos. I need to revise and upgrade my setup, methinks. Let me just make sure. Zach Brown on deck. Oh no, I'm so nervous. No, this is it. Anthony Hamilton on deck. All eyes on the start, eh? All eyes on the start. We are now latter stages of the formation up, and I'm nervous, chat. Fudge. Oh my gosh. D, greetings. Here we go. I will stay quiet. Jedi powers. Oh, oh no. I'm too nervous, guys. It's TKR. Do people talk too much about this nothing phasing Oscar? I think people are too invested in this. Superheroes in the movies are stoic, but in real life, it's not a movie. What's going on, Neil? Will we get some news magic today? I mean, I wouldn't rule it out. I've been slammed for being overly critical of Lewis Hamilton, so I shut my mouth on all things concerning Sir Lewis Hamilton for a little while. But we'll talk. I mean, the narrative will play out in the end. You know what I mean? But in long form, we'll see where Sir Lewis is. Sprint race, maybe you can get it done again today. Who knows, right? Starting from 5th. Okay, we have ourselves a start incoming. Again, remember, guys, I am ever so slightly behind in my audio visual, but whatever. We work with it. 2 lights, 3, 4 lights, 5 red lights. We are go. Oh my God, that's a good start from George. Look at that. George has got it. Oh my gosh, Oscar is a different. Oh my gosh. Oscar just said, I'm not braking. Lando Norris ahead of George, but George is going to hang him out. Oh no, let's go. Lando Norris has got a start. Okay, so we have 2 McLarens in the lead. Wow. Oscar Piastri, and then Lando, and then George. I thought George had nailed that, chat. George absolutely got a rocket start there, but Oscar was like, nah, mate. Clean air is king, right? And I'm not looking to give that up to you at all. No time at all. George on Lando. Oh, George is a terrorist. Look at this. King George of King George. Wow. Oh, the humanity. Oh, my gosh. And Lewis, yeah, look at that. Lewis has nailed Max. My eyes are too focused at the start. You got racing bills killing each other as well. Go on then, Skyform. Can we get a replay of that start? Yellow flag settings. Oh, the humanity. Shah has a broken front wing, says Max Verstappen. Oh no. Max Verstappen looking to get a cheeky penalty on shot. Wow, Lewis destroyed Max. I need to see it. Max down to 6th. Go on then. Your biggest losers from that start. Max Verstappen down to 6th, down 2 places. So too Isaac Hadjar. Gasly's up 3 places to 13th. Hulkenberg down 7. Go on, let's get a cheeky replay of that. There were too many things going on. But your headlines are as follows on the back of the first lap. Oscar Piastri. He was like, listen, I'm not braking here. Lewis Hamilton up 1 place. Charles Leclerc, so too, up 1 place. Max Verstappen got his lunch money stolen, eh? Oh, the humanity. So he's right where he said that he would be, isn't he, Max? Said that he should be starting in 7th, but he's given up rarely. He's given up places off the start. My audio driver's updating. Wish I could have heard you react. Oh my gosh, Hassan, you can rewind it back, sir. What are we doing? Right. Come on, Sky, give us a cheeky replay. Yeah, McLaren can control everything now, eh? Chaos. Oscar and Lando. Go on, a cheeky look at Charles. Charles got clipped by... He's going to get clipped by Max, isn't he? Oh, shoot. No, he got clipped by Lewis. Cheeky bit of understeer as he went over the curves. Yeah, it did bounce him sideways. Lap 2, chat. Oh, the heave. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, Charles scrubbed wide. A bit of understeer after running over the curb. He took too much curb, didn't he? Why is Norris so close to Oscar? Because he's onto it, isn't he? 1.2 seconds of diff. I'm confused, mate. Why, Nisco? Yeah, Ferrari's touch. Bloody Nora. Max is down. It was a melee after start into the first turn. And Max got his lunch mini stolen. Oh, the human. I tell you what, the Lewis Hamilton fan base are gonna... It's gonna be a privilege, chat. Do you know what I mean? Doing that now. Lewis gapped the little boy Max. Oh no, Hassan. Did I miss a qualifying or what? Doing what now? Yeah, so Lewis Hamilton gapped the boy Max. I haven't seen Max lose a pace at the start since the first season. Something is brewing the wrong way at Red Bull. Hamilton cut Charles off like a madman. I don't think Lewis did that on purpose. I think Lewis was where he was and Charles just scrubbed out ever so slightly. Shades of 2021 British Grand Prix. Max P6. What is this race? I know he didn't get the best start. Go on then, runners and riders. Oscar Piastri leads to Lando Norris, 1 second adrift. Not yet in the DRS zone, but Lando will be looking to keep. Oh wow, Charles Leclerc has 30 points. Oh wow, Charles Leclerc is losing 30 points worth of downforce on that front wing. He says though, Charles Leclerc, let's put that in the words of wisdom box though, he says, they've got these codes, haven't they? It's weird. Plan A, Plan B, Plan C from Ferrari. Words of wisdom book. San Diego. They're cloaks and daggers. Here we go. Let's see what Lando's saying. Go on then, runners and riders. 400 of you watching can currently do me a favour, smash a like. Runners and riders. Oscar Piastri does what he needed to do off the line and consolidates for first position. Shout out to Lando Norris for gaining a position on George Russell when all looked like it had been lost. Hope was gone. George Russell loses a place to Lando down in third. Brakes are on fire for Alonso. What is going on? What is going on with this chaos race? Brakes are on fire. Oh yeah, he's rear left. Look at his rear left. Something looks like there is fire. The rear left. Oh my gosh. Go on, runners and riders. 53 laps left on the docket. Piastri, Norris. In third, you've got George Russell. Lewis Hamilton in fourth. Charles Leclerc in fifth. Both of whom stole the lunch money of one Maximilian Verstappen. Fernando Alonso moved out. Yeah, that's lack of fortuitous circumstances for Fernando. He'll be retiring that car imminently. Pierre Gasly pointed out quite pertinently. Aston Martin bod's not looking too pleased in the garage. George in third. Sir Lewis and then Charles, the two Scuderia Ferrari boys, having stolen Maximilian Verstappen's lunch money for once. In sixth, Max Verstappen, Antonelli, Tsunoda, Hajar, Esteban Ocon. Those are your point scoring positions. Oh, the humanity. A quick look at this start. Max's start wasn't too bad. Oof. Oh, he went wide to try and nail the McLarens, and then Lewis, being a Carter, just stuck himself at the inside. Oof. Very, very crafty from Sir Lewis. But Max almost made his own bed there. He just saw durable competitive advantage and was trying to get, when you get distracted, you were too focused on overtaking and attacking and not defending. He left his king uncastled. Oof. Oscar Piastri just didn't break into turn one. He wasn't having that. Oscar Piastri realised he understood the assignment. Charles Leclerc nudging. Charles Leclerc could easily have punctured the rear right tyre of Sir Lewis Hamilton. So have a look at Sir Lewis. This is crafty from Sir Lewis. Do you see? Max Verstappen veers left to now the racing line. And Lewis just puts himself up the inside. He's like, right, I'll have some of that, Max. If you're going to go so aggressive into turn one, then I'm going to be a Carter and take the inside line. I've been hit by somebody, says Sir Lewis. Well aware, I reckon, that it was Charles Leclerc potentially. Oh yeah, that's a good shout from Genie. Oh, Genie, it's chaos. Michael looks so weird with his haircut. I haven't seen Matt start this slow for a long time. No, it's just an incident of the race. But again, if I'm going to criticise Max for that, he's got to understand that he's Lewis Hamilton is. He was up the inside of Charles, but then he sacked it off. Oh, look at that! He tried to get up the inside, and then he had a cheeky oversteer moment, a snap oversteer. So I'd argue, I mean, it happens, right? If you got Bortoletto. Oh no, Bortoletto in the bloody. Come on, Gabby. Come on, Mr. Bortoletto. You've been perfect. Or not perfect. Not quite perfect, but you've been really good thus far this season. What are we doing here? Bro, Lewis has been moving different, fam. You saw those lines he was taking in the sprint. Yeah, he hasn't been too bad. I can't lie. That was crafty. Again, the same way we were talking about Oscar being crafty in the overtake is the same way that Lewis just was. Lando trying to force the issue here. 0.6 is the difference. Well within DRS now. Bernie says those on the mediums probably targeting lap 15 for the first round of pit stop. Hard tyres will be stopping on lap 20. Right, runners and riders, 51 laps left on the docket, 56 lap race. We are here for it. Oscar Piastri leads. Lando Norris, Russell, Hamilton, yellow flag settings to Leclerc, to Max Verstappen, biggest loser of the front pack. Of the principal protagonist over the first lap. Got too ambitious, right? Was trying to set up a move on the McLarens in front of him and forgot that he had Sir Lewis Hamilton behind him. Oh, the humanity. Maximilian Verstappen, he will not be too pleased. But he told us, take him at his word, right? He said P7 is where we should be. Helmut Marko said a podium would be good. Max Verstappen said, I'll see you that, Helmut Marko, and raise you this. A podium would be a miracle. I mean, look at Liam Lawson trundling around in 17th. Turkey, not easy out here, Chitendra. Umanch, at this pace, Max is going to get overtaken by Kimi. Oh my gosh. God, let's have a look at Max. 1.3 seconds is the difference between Max Verstappen in 6th and Kimi Antonelli in 7th. Oh, the humanity. Should we get cozy, chat? I think this is going to be we're in this for the long haul now. Right, let's get cozy. Oh, God. What's going on, Pope? Oscar looking after his tyres better than Lando. Has Oscar finally got this infinity ring? Do what you need to do, mate. Do what you need to do, Isaac. You were warned, though. This feels like a Sochi 21 moment. Lando Norris from Isaac Ajar. How is Max not catching a limping Charles? That car is crap, says Music of Life. He's told us. He's told us. Or maybe it's Max that's rubbish. What's going on, bro? Maybe it's Max that can't. Maybe Max has all of a sudden forgotten how to drive a car. Dr. Chad, hold your breath. Oh, the humanity of... Go on then. Remember, lap 15, first pit stop. For those on mediums, the only bods that are on hards, by the way, as per your screen on the right-hand side, courtesy of our mates over at Multiviewer. Small graining, front left tyre. Lap 8. They're managing tyres now. The bods on the hard compound tyres, Bortoletto, Lawson. Fair play to roll the dice for Lawson, to be fair. Starting from the pits, he may as well go long. Behrman, Stroll, back marker settings. And again, those bods might be praying for a cheeky safety car at an opportune moment. Everybody graining already. Hear this, chat. Yesterday, Lewis said on lap 4 of the sprint, his tyres were going off. Huh. It is all about tyres. Lando's starting to struggle a little left front. It's these medium speed, medium duration turns, eh? I just got a message from a friend. I wonder whether McLaren will try and sabotage Oscar Piastri here. Oh, wow. Charles Leclerc faster than Sir Lewis with that wing. Oh, wow. What do they do there? How do they manage for this, chat? Charles Leclerc, Sir Lewis is faster than you. He's dialing him in, Chad. It's the truth. 522, if you're watching concurrently, do me a favour and smash the like. Yeah, I was watching Lewis's front left on my tablet, and yeah, gets 10 laps on mediums. Oof. We're happy with the tyres. Wow. Alex Albon, I am good. I am good. I'm better than everybody else. Let's just relax, says Alex Albon. Uncharacteristically assertive from the Anglo Thai driver, eh? How do you like them apples? Wow. Wow. Do you see this, chat? Go on. Ted Kravitz painting a picture with words. This is a difference in extents now and not kinds. As far as Max Verstappen's slowness versus the chap in front who's nursing a broken front wing. The gap, for the avoidance of doubt, between Max and Charles is now 4.3 seconds. Mouths have dropped. Runners and riders with 47 laps left on the docket. OJ Piastri leads Lando Norris to the tune of 1.7 seconds. In third, you have George Russell. I feel like the start and the finish of this story has all been lap one. Clear air is king. OJ Piastri 2024. Max Verstappen languishing in 6th place. Now we feel like we've got a normalised circumstance, right? It is dry, and we're seeing the performance of these cars proper, normalised through the anomalies of Albert Park rain circumstance. It's chaos. This is chaos, chat. This is meaningful for the chat. Remember, George keeps saying that Lando Norris and Oscar, that they can sack off developing 2024's got 2025's car even, and they can afford, so dominant are they in terms of their lap time, they can afford to focus on 2026. Well, this is case in point, and that right. This is proof positive of that now. If it stays like this, I want plan A, says Charles Leclerc. Everyone's getting a bit is this the assertive race? Alex Albon being assertive, Charles Leclerc being assertive. Like, what's going on here? Since when are these passive bods becoming so assertive? Yeah, Lewis is biding his time for the leap. I don't like George, but I can't lie. He knows how to defend. He does indeed. George, Lewis being caught, mate. Charles Leclerc's not a bad peddler, chat. Did Cam point out Max Verstappen's mistake at the start? Stephen, stop holding, mate. The evidence is there, chat. Just rewind the video. Don't need to ask any questions, you know what I mean? Don't ask questions for which you can go and find out the answers to yourself. Stephen, trying to hold me to account. True value and objectivity each and every single time. Front left graining from Charles. All of them will be struggling. Look at what Charles is doing to Lewis and Abel. Calling his own strategy. Pierre Gasly into the pits. Pits for a set of white labelled compound tyres. Hard. Max Verstappen's just investing your second driver for now. It's not a good look from Red Bull, to be fair. They will say, however, you know, you'll get this availability heuristic narrative now. Confirmation bias settings. Oh, Max is just a rubbish driver, some will say. But you've got to normalise for the car, right? Max stuck his neck out. Cam didn't even see it. Behave yourself, Hassan. Wow. Plan C for Oscar Piastri. Front wing does look very techy much. Ferrari boys will punish one another. If McLaren keeps it fair, Oscar's Lando in this race. Sabotage. Red Bull protest the flexi. Yeah, no, they need to protest it because it looks a bit dangerous, right? But Charles not coming in anytime soon. Interesting that Charles is able to keep pace with Lewis around there. This, by the way, is one of Lewis's favourite tracks per Lewis Hamilton. And Charles Leclerc is not doing too badly, eh? Go on. Let's have a look on these time deltas. Oh, wow. Charles Leclerc now has DRS. Let's go, says Moores. We have ourselves a race. Max can only manage hard racing. I know he's a miracle worker, but there's only so many miracles he can work. Do you know what I mean? Nice to be like Prost. Nisco. Hamilton needs to pit. Why does Lewis need to pit right now? You'd argue since he's holding off Charles. Oh, so you're talking about on George. Try and pull the undercut on potentially, but the gap's too big, eh? And plus, remember, graining is going to happen in the second stint too. So you don't want to curtail. You don't want to take too much pain in the second stint by having to go long. When the cars are racier, lighter than they are now owing to fuel loads. Gasly undercut, knock on. Yeah, he has. Antonelli in the pits. Izakaja in the pits. Why are they pitting for? Hards all. Decent stops. Racing balls. Shoot. Oh my gosh. Yuki Tsunoda-san on Antonelli. That was close, right? Outside of turn 1. Not dissimilar from Oscar Piastri on George Russell. Lap 1. Turn 1. Max has no pace. Neil, it's chaos. Alex the challenger back. So, no, it's true. 7 seconds is the difference between Max in 6th and Alex in 7th. What are we doing here? I feel like we've bent the space-time This is different here. Oh, well, Jay says snooze fest. Charles Leclerc being told these laps are good. Oh, we're losing a bit of time, though. Charles, you're all right, chap. You've got a broken front wing. Who's drinking what, chat? Agree, Pope. I've got a bit of water on the go. I can't drink Red Bull on the back of this performance. Do you know what I mean? Although if I had a cheeky Red Bull, I would be drinking it, rest assured. I definitely would be drinking it. Go on then, Lewis to pit at the end. Let's go, Lewis. Lewis's pit. Max Verstappen follows Lewis in the pit. What are we doing? Let's have a look at the pit stop from... Decent pit stop. Oh, no. Oh, very nearly. I thought it was going to be an unsafe release there. Very nearly. 43 laps left on the docket. Decent pit stop from Max Verstappen and the Red Bull. Everyone's gone onto hards, eh? Huh. Where's Max going to come out? Behind Nico Hulkenberg. What are we doing here? Oscar told to box. Oscar coming in at the end of this pit. End of this lap even. Blimey. So, Max Verstappen, not an ineffective 12th. He was an ineffective 7th, wasn't he? And now all the way down to 12th. Your race lead, Oscar Piastri, due to come in at the end of this lap. I think it's going to go to a 1-stop. Keep sending it front left is clearing up, says George Russell of Kings Lynn, Norfolk. So 43 laps remaining, and they're going to do 43 laps on hards. But George Russell has a habit of calling these 1-stoppers, doesn't he? Did it brilliantly last year, if I recall, at Spa-Francorchamps, the Belgian Grand Prix. He'll roll the one. Okay, all eyes on Oscar Piastri's pit stop. Don't fudge. It's up, McLaren. Do not. Because you have a habit of seizing defeat from the jaws, no more's of victory. Go on then, all eyes on OJ. Slow pit stop. Oh, fuck. Oh, my gosh. Oof. Slow pit stop from Oscar. Brundle says he went a bit deep in his box. Oh, no, OJ. Okay, cheeky undercut from Oscar on Lando. Oh, wow, look at Stroll on Lando. No chance. Or Norris on Stroll, of course. What are you talking about, Cameron? Sorry, that's Piastri on Stroll. What are you talking about? Why does Oscar's helmet look so much like Lando's? Your boy's getting confused out here. Runners and riders with 42 laps remaining. Lando, Leclerc, Albon, Oscar. That's your top 4. Oscar having just pitted for a set of white labelled hard compound tyres. Oh, hang on. Max Verstappen's now got speed. What's saying on here? All of a sudden, on these hard compound tyres, Max Verstappen has pace. Oh, shoot. Esteban Ocon and Antonelli, very brave. Reminiscent of... Who was it in the Italian Grand Prix that put 2 wheels over? Was it Danny Rick? Put 2 wheels on the grass. 428, if you're watching Kokoni, do me a favour and smash the like. We have ourselves something of a race. It's simmered. It's crackled, but it hasn't popped just yet. I think it will get interested. Well, oh my gosh. Lando just gets out. Nearly an unsafe release. Charles Leclerc, bloody no, they changed that wing super quick. Look at that. Did they even change that front wing? Charles Leclerc comes out. Lando comes through. Oof, oof. Lance Stroll. That first turn is chaos, isn't it? George Russell hanging it round the outside of Lando. Oh, careful. George has stolen Lando's lunch. Alain Prost settings. George ate and left no crumbs, and now he's going up the inside of Lance Stroll. Oh, the humanity. How do you like your George Russell of Kingsley and Norfolk? Not messing about, chat. That was a karting move. And now Lance Stroll's causing Lando issues. Wow. Wow. George pulled the undercut on Lando. Wow, chat. George is onto one. I told you guys already. Nora got bodied. I told you guys already. There's been more than one person, infinitely more well acquainted with the subject that is F1, who predicted that George Russell will go well in the championship, if not win it. Josh Revel, the legend of YouTube, he was one of those people. I'm sure he won't mind me sharing. And he's the only guy that told me that he fancies McLaren to come on leaps and bounds as far as their design philosophy before it happened. Yeah, they didn't change the front wing. Yeah, they didn't change it. That stop was too quick. They don't need to change it. Charlie's almost quicker because of the front wing. Flexi front wing. Take off the end plates and the car goes quicker. Not dissimilar to was it 2012 when Vettel crashed in Brazil and then the car started going quicker? What are we doing? 555 if you're watching Kokoni, do me a favour and smash the like. Wait, what did Ferrari just do? They stopped Charles and didn't change the end plate. Charles Leclerc's front wing is broken, but not that broken to require a change. We have 17 laps in the books. We have 40 laps remaining. Lando just got mugged, didn't he? Can I talk about Lando 1.0? There is something about Lando. He doesn't do well in transition, bloody Nora. Lance Stroll nearly collecting George Russell. George is very racy around here. This is a karting performance from him. Just putting himself up the inside of everybody, eh? There's something about Lando that he doesn't do well in transition. What do I mean by that? Well, I'm talking about off the start, coming out the pits. Anytime there's a change in circumstance, it's like Lando takes he resets and he takes his way. He takes his time to play his way back into the crease. If it's steady state, I think Lando's one of the best drivers on the grid. Bloody Nora. Look at Lando. Lando. Now Lando's got his eye back in and he's played his way into the crease. You're going to see a killer Lando Norris. DRS of George going up into turn 1 on the start finish. George Russell goes to defend and then sacks it off and goes switchback mode. Look at George Russell going wide to still try and make the switchback stick. There's no point in going so wide if there's not a straight after that turn, King George. Techie. So Lando, once he plays his way into this crease and gets his eye back in, he's one of the most competent drivers on the grid of the 20. But in transition, there's something that, I don't know. It's like when it's not steady state, he loses 20 to 30%. I'm noticing coming off the start, out of the pit, like it's something. There's room for improvement as far as Lando Norris is concerned. I still feel like it's Lando 1.0. Lewis let Charles through. No, don't. That's not true. No, Lewis isn't going to let Charles through. You mad? No chance. Do you think that's who Sir Lewis Hamilton? They need to come on. They'll need to come over the radio and order it. But I mean, this is the dynamic. When you choose two number one drivers, marketing behemoth. I'm not a businessman. I'm a business, man. When you sign a Lewis Hamilton, this is what you leave yourself open to, right? They'll race and they'll race fair. Although when Lewis realises, oof, Lewis Hamilton on Lance Stroll, that's a nice overtaking manoeuvre. Hangs it out. Charles Leclerc does the karting thing and goes through. Oh no, Charles does not go through. Charles won't be loving that, although he'll have DRS now and he'll look to nail him. Charles driving a bit angry now, isn't he? Gets up the inside of Lance Stroll going into turn one. Lance Stroll gets a bit of cheeky DRS himself. Why did Lance Stroll's DRS only come on at the end of that straight? Charles is quite lucky for that. So Lewis gets a temporary reprieve and gaps Charles Leclerc to the tune of 1 second now. Alex Albon, the last person I didn't even clock. Alex Albon still hasn't stopped on mediums. His tyres will be crying out, right? Massively graining. Bernie Collins saying that he'll be struggling towards the end of this stuff. Shaw pulls out from the rear of Stroll. Oh, Pope. Genie. Well, I'm hoping Lewis cracks it. You'll struggle to overtake Lewis in this. If your name is Charles Leclerc and you're racing for the red team with them their yellow badges and black prancing horse atop. Bloody Nora, look at the closing speed of Lando Norris. Blimey. That MCL 39 is ridiculous. It's quick, isn't it? The McLaren in the hand of Lando Norris. Oh, look at shots. Charles Leclerc has the pace, doesn't he? Already within DRS. I think Charles Leclerc's going to go for this here, you know. But Ferrari need to manage this. Like what do we do? What's the plan? Scuderia Ferrari, can you get your arms around this if indeed you want to optimise for the Constructors' Championship? I'm nervous here, chat. I don't like this. What happened to Max? Max is nowhere, all the way down in 8th behind Lance Stroll. What? We are swapping cars in turn 14. Swapping cars? They've asked, oh no, they've asked Sir Lewis to swap. What is going on there? Oof. I don't know how I feel about that, chat. They are swapping the cars. I don't love that. Lewis Hamilton. Charles Leclerc is faster than you with a broken front wing. I don't love that, chat. San Diego. Yeah, I'm not loving that, Umanch. I can't. Yeah, Lewis won't be too keen on that. Is he going to seed on the straight? Lewis Hamilton radio. Oh, yeah, Lewis. Okay, so Lewis is saying, right now I'm closing a little bit. He doesn't want to leave. Yeah, Charles is faster than you. I wish Timothy Chalamet would try King out. I don't know what's going on here, chat, but I don't like it. Lewis Hamilton gets the command. Oh, there he goes. Let him through. Fudge. swap now. Swap now. Lewis retorts, I'll tell you when we can swap. Huh. Don't like that, chat. I can't lie. I'm not going to pretend that I like the swap. I understand why they did it, but good on Lewis. Don't give him that BS. So Lewis apparently said, let's consider swapping. Lewis offered it because I'm struggling. What? Oh, bloody no. Look how much Charles has gapped Lewis already. Flipping Nora. Now, Lewis, go on then. You runners and riders, because we need to know these informations. Oscar Piastri leads 4.5 seconds down the track. He's won Lando Norris. Oscar having pulled off the undercut on his teammate Lando. Priority. He had track position. Track position and clean air, therefore, is king. Once upon a time, subbed OJ Piastri. Shortly thereafter, in third, you have King George Russell of Kingsley in Norfolk. Thereafter, the Ferrari boys, Charles Leclerc, just having pulled the switch on one Sir Lewis Hamilton on Sir Lewis Hamilton's say so. I say when we do the switch, said Sir Lewis to Riccardo Adame. Shortly thereafter, you have Max Verstappen languishing now in 6th position. It would have been an interesting race if Max Verstappen could have stuck the turn 1 on the Ferrari bods, because it looks like they've got pace on him. Max Verstappen is struggling. I mean, he said P7. He said that a podium would be a miracle. And the race result thus far bears that out. Oh my gosh, did you hear that from Kravitz? Wow. That Alex Albon ran 2 laps longer on those mediums than Liam Lawson did on his hards. Wow. Charles Leclerc says it's just a shame because the pace is there. Wow. His engineer comes over, Brian Bosey, and says, I'm sorry about that. As if somehow Sir Lewis Hamilton delayed the one that they call Charles Leclerc. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this, chat. I'm not saying that it's Cuban Missile Crisis settings just yet. But again, as a Sir Lewis Hamilton fan, I'm not... Yeah, I don't love that. JP, I'm not a big fan of that chap. I can't even it doesn't sit well with me. I don't like the communicate. I don't want to make a big deal of it, like Lewis Hamilton said. I don't want to be too negative and seize on something that's lost in the roundings, but I don't like it. That's me. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Max, please talk to Toto, my guy. Umanch, those conversations will be happening already in the background, as they did during the summer break last year, as they did during the Miami Grand Prix last year, because for the avoidance of doubt, Toto, the boy who cried wolf, will drop kick in the chest of George Russell if it means he can get a whiff of the signature of Max Verstappen. Why do you think George doesn't have a contract yet? And I haven't heard talks about a contract. Why? George is good. Yeah, he's stepping up to that leadership table. Of course he's. But I mean, George is no Max Verstappen. Commonly accepted knowledge is the fact that Max is worth anywhere between 1/10 and 3/10 on the rest of the grid. So why wouldn't Toto want to sign the 4? Some say soon to be 5-time champion. That sounds tenuous now, Cameron. Might have to retire that moniker again. That McLaren is bloody fast, eh? Domination. And again, everything that George is Mr. Nostradamus, isn't he? He said that McLaren are so far in front that they can retire the development of the MCL 39 and just focus on the 2026 car. And people called him insane. Now though, I mean, McLaren are the class of the field. Not even George can get close, eh? In that Mercedes. 4 seconds adrift of Oscar Piastri. He's won Lando Norris 1.0. The mistakes are back in Lando Norris's toolbox, sadly. 33 laps left on the docket. Oscar Piastri has the whip hand because clean air is king. 4 seconds adrift of him is his teammate, one Lando Norris. Then you've got George. Leclerc leads Hamilton to Verstappen in 6th, Stroll, Behrman, Tsunoda-san, and then Esteban Ocon finishes out in 10th. It's techie. Oh no, now Sir Lewis. You see what they're going to say about Sir Lewis? Give me some feedback, guys. Give me some feedback. I need something. So now they will compare and contrast this message to last race one, right? So different. But again, Lewis isn't happy, is he at all? Feels like he's been left out. Geordie's purple since so long and still not getting close to that MCL. Bloody no. What have you created, Zach Brown? A monster is what they've created in that MCL 39. Lucy's panicking on radio, says my guy. No, he needs more support. It just is I suppose when the next person down the road is your teammate and you're getting gapped at a track that Ollie Behrman locks up the tyres, Stroll pulls the switch back. Chew your food, chap, Ollie, before you swallow it, sir. That's what that is. Got to I'm not sure how I feel about this Lewis Hamilton circumstance. Lewis hates being treated, being beaten. That's not a good thing. Go on then. You guys let me know. I need to... I need your support, chat. Right, let's get a poll. Charles Leclerc says it's a dragster, that Mercedes out of turn 12. Let me know, chat. Vote on that poll. Put your X in the appropriate ballot. But I need to know whether Ferrari did the right thing. I'm not even going to chime in. You guys get your votes in for now. I'll chime in afterwards. I don't like that. %70 of you say they did. 13 missed calls from Christian to the stewards. I love Charles' radio. The radio about George. So Charles just dropped out 2 messages. Lap 32 to lap 38 for hard tyres. If they're going to stop. I don't know how I feel about this chat. I'm not even going to tell any lies. I don't like the fact that Lewis was ordered to move away. And then I don't like the fact that Lewis was asking for more help, feeling a bit isolated. Sabotage, Brett. That was the word that comes to mind. That was exactly what I was just about to say. Sabotage. The Ferrari team comes first, says Neil. I don't disagree with it. I might have to put out the cheeky sabotage. Oh dear. It's sabotage, isn't it? Sir Lewis, Charles is faster than you. I'll tell you what, I was talking to my work, shout out JP. I was talking to my work colleague about this over the weekend. Problem for me on Sir Lewis Hamilton Extremist is now, like you almost want it, they've been getting at me all weekend because Lewis got a pole and a sprint race victory. What will they say now? Full stop, new paragraph. Am I crying over nothing, Cabela? Maybe I am. Lewis getting showed up by Charles Leclerc and arguably his best track with, yeah, it's chaos, Stephen. When put like that, it doesn't look good for. They didn't even change. Oh no. Genie, help me. Eddie's laughing his head off. Maybe other cars need to lose the end plate because reminiscent of Vettel in 2012, right? I never forget when he crashed. I thought Alonso had the whip hand. It's because you want to see Lewis do great, but Ferrari wants a podium and Russell is flying as well. It was the right call. Oh, the humanity. 69% say it was the right call. I'm just gonna put this out there. I can hear Mama Cameron in my ear already saying sabotage. Oh, well, yeah, these are going to be the prevailing schools of thought as far as cult LH. Oh, well, Ferrari didn't give him the support that he needed. You heard Lewis Hamilton asking for help and they didn't give him help. How can they swap positions when Charles Leclerc has a damaged front wing and no end plate? Lewis would have had the pace. Another prevailing FAQ will be Charles stole Lewis Hamilton's setups. I'm telling you, expect it. It's only Lewis Hamilton's second Grand Prix for Ferrari. He's doing a great job. I'd agree with that, Neil. Neil, the voice of reason. When Sir Lewis got pole and won that sprint, it sent fire alarms throughout Ferrari about their prodigal son Leclerc. He wasn't supposed to be this good this soon, you see. Yeah, maybe, potentially, you see. Potentially. Charles Leclerc secretly giving himself a flexi wing. I don't know what to make of it, chat. Go on then. Runners and riders with 29 laps left on the docket. I don't know what to make of this Grand Prix and the salient plot lines. As Lando Norris goes purple, 3.6 seconds adrift of Oscar Jack is Lando Norris in second. Russell, 6 seconds off the lead in third. Russell's going about his business here, isn't he? Will George be leading this? Oscar Jack? No, Lando will still be in the lead of the championship. But I'm sure this catapults George Russell to second in the drivers. Stealthy performance thus far. Stop hating on Charles. Rondino, mate. Rondino, if you want to read Charles hatred into whatever, if you want to say that the sky is black, then, you know what I mean? In the daytime. It's up to you, Rondino, do you know what I mean? Objectivity can be subjective sometimes, can't it? Oh dear. I don't know. Right, go on then. You runners and riders. Oscar has the lead confidently, dominantly. Again, consolidating off of the first lap. It's been easy money, this. He's playing with House. Is Oscar. 3.3 seconds adrift is his teammate, Lando Norris. Then you've got George. Then you've got Charles Leclerc in fourth. Shortly thereafter, oh my God, look at the gap between Charles and Lewis. 3 seconds is the delta between Charles and Sir Lewis. Max in sixth. Stroll in seventh. Yuki Tsunoda in eighth. Then you've got Ocon and Antonelli. Oof. I don't know what to make of it. 68%. Look at my head scratch. I'm stressed. 68 of you say that Charles Leclerc benefited from the right decision. Scuderia Ferrari. I don't know what to make of this. My head is stressed. I'm struggling. I can't make head or tail of this, chat. Help me. 506 if you're watching Kokoni, do me a favour and smash the like. Leclerc should be able to get past Russ, but he's struggling for traction, right? That car's a rocket ship. We've asked for the car ahead to help you. Oh wow. Okay. All right, look at that. So, true. Good shout from Ted Kravitz. Two-stop coming in. McLaren have asked Oscar Jack to ease off the gas, give Lando DRS, as did Carlos Sainz a couple of years back at the Singapore Grand Prix. With a view, if I'm Oscar, I'm not easing off that accelerator. You must be joking, mate. Ease off the accelerator. Which part? For whom? Why? Oscar's got a race to win and a championship to win shortly thereafter. If I'm Oscar, team orders is going to be the plot line, isn't it, chap? This is going to be the chaos of this race when we dissect through it afterwards in the post-mortem. Ferrari telling Lewis, Charles is faster than you. Brian Bosey, Charles' race engineer, saying, I'm sorry, Charles. Charles saying over the radio, it's a shame the car has pace. as if Lewis did something wrong by not moving over sooner. Lewis coming over the radio and saying, I don't have the pace. I suggest, therefore, as a supposition, that Charles Leclerc takes my... What is going on? I have no idea. This is sabotage, Chuck. Yes. That's what Lewis Hamilton extremists will be saying. Cheeky oversteer from Charles Leclerc. And what does this mean for Lewis going forward? The fact that he gets gapped by a teammate who doesn't even have a front wing, or at least doesn't have an end plate of a front wing. He's off the accelerator. Lando has a chance. Why would he do that, Pope San Miguel? I don't even know. What are we doing, Benzi? I'm not doing it. If I look, I tell you what. Oscar Piastri will be more altruistic than I think he is if he does this. Imagine if he gets C-cam, Charles cuts his tyres. I mean, he's cut his tyres, but look how far down the road he is. Doesn't even matter at this point, eh? 1.5 to 3 seconds down the road. I suppose on the last lap, well, they did lap in the same lap time now, aren't they? 137.4 each. Ollie Behrman pulling off the switch back on Liam Lawson. I mean, that Red Bull chat. Wait for it, Cam, says Bass. Smart. What's the smart move? Oh, to chill out on his tyres. My prediction is that there's a lot more to come from Lewis over the next few races, says Neil. Potentially. Behrman overtook Lawson, laughing my ass off. Is the Red Bull that bad and Max that good to be in 6th? Potentially, Dr. Chad. Every time, I mean, Ronaldo, what's his name? Dutch journo of the F1 variety said that when he spoke to Max, he's never seen Max so negative about the state of that Red Bull and the RB21 iteration. Car's not great, chat. If a podium is a miracle, Lawson keeps cooking his tyres. He's all over the shop, is Liam. It's not tidy. Oh my gosh. Ollie Behrman says ciao to Liam Lawson. Wow, that's very cheeky. A bit of sass from the one that they caught Ollie Behrman. Ferrari are clown settings, says G. Go on, explain to me why, Genie. What have they done wrong? Not ciao, says Coyote. Coyote, that's chaos. Rubbing salt into the Liam Lawson mood properly. Do me a favour, smash the like. We've got half of you who have done it already, and I appreciate you. Management of tyres, Cam says Bass. Max driving a Flintstones F1 car. It's not great, is it? They need to make some strides. The Red Bull doesn't turn properly and has no speed. It's the worst. What are we doing? Yeah, so they can't afford to put. All right, so they can't put Lando first. So why would Oscar, if George Russell Kings Lynn of Kings Lynn, Norfolk, is 4 seconds down the road, why would Oscar, riddle me this, why would Oscar take his foot off the accelerator to help Lando Norris? Nah, I'm all right, thanks. Can go and kick rocks. So what Lando's asking for is telling Oscar to speed up a little bit. Speed up a little bit rather than help me. He doesn't want DRS. Lando doesn't want to be in the dirt here, saying that it's going to fudge his tyre. Cho's nasty work, says Stephen. Very nasty. Don't hate that from Ollie. Ollie's got the switchback nailed, isn't he? He's weaponising it on the rest of them. Decent from Ollie. Again, reminiscent on his overtake round the outside of Kimi Antonelli at Monaco last year. Is it not? Oh, there you go. Ollie Behrman has an offset. I missed that. Thank you for reminding me, Martin Brundle. At this point, I'm sick of McLaren and Lando. I hope Oscar goes some balls. I think Oscar has the whip hand, barring reliability issues. I think this is Oscar's race. I thought the RB car was always bad. The RBR car. Clarify. Clarify greatness. Why Ferrari clown settings? Genie, you're masquerading as Mama Cameron here. Cam, why didn't Ferrari revert to the sprint setup given the qualifying setup? Put the car on a knife. I don't know why they changed it. I think there's a couple of reasons why you change the sprint setup. The principal one of which is for the... Lando being told that George is going to the end. Are they going to try and split this? Would they keep Lando out with a veto? Can you imagine? That would be chaos. Chat. Proper chaos. Have you noticed last season too? Not to be trusted, said Genie. Henny G, to your point, I think the principal thing that they've got to contend for, that the difference as far as variables between the sprint and the race is weight load, right? And then that causes you issues as far as the rate at which your tyres are degging and stuff. But again, I don't know why. They keep changing, don't they? I was talking to Shez the Shakedown about this, and he said that Ferrari are Mercedes settings, that they exhibit god tier pace early on in the race weekend, but then they tinker and then it goes away. It's like, what? What do you think? Do you think Lewis is going to the end as well? He may as well at this point. He might as well, eh? What's the point? You're going to get an offset here. I mean, if they tell him that George has said that he's going to the end. Lando being told this stage of the race is just about patience. If it comes to us later on in the Grand Prix, then we can have a go at Oscar. Interesting, the gap between the two protagonists this race, Oscar in first and Lando in second, currently stands at 3.5 seconds with T-minus 22 laps left on the docket. Your runners and riders shortly thereafter. George in third. Thereafter, you have Leclerc, Hamilton, Verstappen in sixth, Stroll, Tsunoda, Ocon and Antonelli. I kid you not. I did just say Max Verstappen and Stroll currently fighting over sixth position over humanity. Am I in the Matrix? By the way, Cam bought my Audi TTS in the end. Just need to watch my license now. 63k in Spotlight. I'm jealous. Pope San Miguel. Jealous ad infinitum. I can't even lie. I would love to have a car like that at the moment. Nothing doing. Although I've got an automobile itch that I need to scratch at some point. Small risk of rain. What are we doing here? Bed. OJ's not slowing down. He doesn't need to slow down, Joe. I think the ask from Lando is to speed up. There's still dirty air. Brundle just said that at some tracks you still get dirty air, even if you're as far back from the other driver as 7 seconds. Dirty air means that it's exacerbated tired egg settings. Those long corners makes following really hard and leads to processing on this track. No, 100%. Tyres falling off will make this interesting, particularly if we have rain. Clary's still feeling side effects of a bloody door, Eddie. I can't read that. Risk of rain, 3 laps. Absolute chaos. Class A rain. And you can see dark clouds forming. I hope the rain comes before then. That would make it interesting. It would become Sochi 2021 all of a sudden. I'm scratching for the midlife. I know, me too, Pope. RLJ, they're going to screw Oscar. Well, that would depend. That would depend. I think this race might get interesting, you know. 551 of you watching Kokoni, do me a favour and smash the like. Oliver Kutzot's Behrman. Oh, yeah, missed it. Behrman's on a tear, isn't he? But he's got that tyre offset. Ciao. Oof. Ollie Behrman's getting the sass on. Everyone that he comes past, he's telling ciao. Over the radio, 2.3 seconds is the pit stop of Tsunoda-san. Go on then, all eyes on Yuki. Comes back out in 15th. Where's Isaac? Isaac's 16th, just behind him. Isaac had our new fastest lap, 135.868. Stroll will be betting. Bring on the rain, says Dr. Chad. Can you imagine? And then all eyes on Max Verstappen. Well, I think if it's going to be rain in changeable conditions, you want to leave it as long as possible. But they said that rain's only coming in the last 3 laps, and we've got 20 of them left. So there's a lot of pace to be gained from being on the right tyre. If indeed you're suffering from deg and graining on the all-important front left there. Oh, the humanity. Me messing up my hair. Another complicated race this season would be crazy. I don't know what's going on. Then I can't even translate this into layman terms. Cheers, got lovely red leather sports suits. Oh, the humanity. Oh, the humanity fight. Max is going on Lewis. Go on then. All eyes on Lewis. 2 seconds to diff. Good pace. Better late than never. 20 laps. Wow. Better late than never, says GP. All of a sudden, the car's got pace. 136.6. He's he was the fastest man on the lap on the track last time round until Orlando went a 136.3. Or not quite, actually. Still lapping at the same speed as George. This is techie. Go on then, chat. It's simmered. It's bubbled. But it hasn't popped yet. Max is going to show you who is the real goat. Shoti Chandra. Max is catching a way faster car and a way slow car. That's a trigger. Eddie, we're gonna have this argument, aren't we? Max is going Ferrari hunting, I think. Dr. Chad. 2 seconds is the delta. Or 1.5 now. Battle to commence between the Ferrari of Sir Lewis and the Red Bull of Max in circa 2 laps. 1.6 seconds is the delta currently. Lewis box. Oh no, has he got the other? He has indeed. They saw that graphic, didn't they? So we have offsets now. True, if you're going to do the 2-stop, then you might as well do it now. 18 laps remaining, or 19 even. Get the best out of another set of tyres. They put mediums, hards. Yeah, let's put hards on. Go on, and all eyes on the lap times of Sir Lewis now. Because that's going to be critical, eh? Oh my gosh, if you got a full set. Stop it, Martin. Oh yeah, if it's a safety car now. Stop it, Martin. GP knows how to push the buttons. He does indeed. But can Max pass Charles and George? I don't think he's got the pace. I think he can get. I think even Charles will be difficult around here, to be honest. Just a really funny track, right? It's no Silverstone. It's weird. Lots of medium duration, medium speed turns. You're doing a great job. Graining on Lando's front left. Liam being told you're doing a great job. Shout out to Red Bull shout out to the Red Bull team and the Red Bull race engineer for understanding the assignment and bigging up Liam Lawson. Boost up his confidence. Do you know what I mean? What he doesn't need is any more doesn't need any more truth at this stage. I mean, where's he? He's in 17th. Only 12 places behind Max in 5th. Max has nailed Lewis. Of course, because Lewis has pitted. 5 seconds adrift of Charles Leclerc now is Maximilian Verstappen. We have T-minus 18 laps even remaining. Oof. Ollie Behrman on Gasly. Gasly, I think, will be harder to overtake than the previous bunch. Ollie, notwithstanding your tyre offset. 700 of you in the chat could currently do me a favour and smash a like. We have bubbled, but not yet popped. Rain anticipated in the final 3 laps. How's the tyre, Oscar? Can we do plan A? I think we can go to the end, says Oscar flipping Nora. Oh, the humanity. Wow. The conversation is going to be about the sabotage. Wait for it, chat. I feel like I'm very close to the blast radius here. Sabotage. How very dare they ask Charles Leclerc or ask Lewis Hamilton to cede position for one Sir Lewis Hamilton? How very dare they? You can't ask a 7-time champion to get out of the way for a no-time champion, can you? You can't. Gasly for points. Still I rise. Let me put something in there. All right, I'm going to test you guys out. 66% of you say Ferrari did the right thing. I'm testing you guys now. Still I rise, behave yourself. I can hear it already. I talk to Mama Cameron every single day of the week. So I know how these conspiracy theories start, sir. In fact, let's test it. Still I rise. 30% of you are currently proving you wrong. Still I rise. Still I rise. All that we do on here is talk F1. Modes of discourse, back and forth. 31% of you still I rise. Calling your bluff, sir. It's good when karma works like this, isn't it? Still I rise. How can anybody say so? Still I rise. It's good when we see the first-hand evidence. Like, do you know what I mean? Decide this argument in real time. That's how. The F1 is subjective and people will see it different ways. Still I rise. That's why we come on this channel and why we have the conversation, because I seek to test my truth with your infinite F1 wisdom. Sometimes I will be right, still I rise, but sometimes I will be wrong. Still I rise. How does nobody believe sabotage? We put the vote out and 25% of you are saying that it's sabotage. Like, what are you talking about? Still I rise. You are failing to see the evidence that your own eyes and ears are presenting to you. And I haven't got patience for that. 30% are saying that it's sabotage. So how still I rise? Based upon that evidence, can you say that nobody will believe that it's sabotage? Lewis did the right thing by the team. And I agree with you, Bass. I think Lewis did the right thing by the time. I just can't. I can't get down with that. I can't do it. Lewis fumbled that pit stop fudge. Well, not Lewis. Ferrari called them in 8. 17 seconds is the difference between Max and Sir Lewis. Lewis has come in conveniently at the time when everybody realised that's going to be the sabotage talk. The pit stop. Now everybody's on a one-stopper. And Lewis has gone to... That's going to be the sabotage talk. 17 seconds is the gap between Sir Lewis and Max. However, to be fair... what was the downside for Lewis? The downside was one place in Max Verstappen, eh? Limited risk, unlimited upside potentially. You know what? I don't hate it from Ferrari. I don't hate it. Who's trolling? Still I rise. I don't think Still I rise was trolling, to be fair. I just think Still I rise was stating a very controversial opinion. People will think it's sabotage. I can hear Mama Cameron in my ear already. Sabotage. So fervent and unequivocal is the love that people have for St. Louis, San Domingo. Lewis won't make... Oh, go on then. Will Lewis make it back from where he is? Let's have a look at his lap times. So Lewis's lap times. Problem is... Lewis, purple, 1:35.0. The delta between Lewis and Max on the last lap, 1 second with 15 laps remaining. The delta is currently 17 seconds. He won't get there. Lewis will need Max's laps and tyres, therefore, to fall off. Gap between Charles and Russell for third, 5 seconds. Another 5 seconds between George. It's as you were, isn't it? 2 by 2 by 2. 5 seconds up and down the grid. I think they realised one of these survival of the fittest ones of these. The drivers have realised that to be in the dirty air, if mitigating for tyre deg and graining is currency, to be in the dirty air is like your race will fail at the altar of degradation. Piastri leads runners and riders with 14 laps left on the docket. Piastri leads Norris 4.1 seconds. Shortly thereafter, another 5 seconds adrift is King George Russell of Kingsley in Norfolk. Another 5 seconds adrift of him is Charles Leclerc. Another 4 seconds adrift of him is Maximilian Verstappen. Some say 4, soon to be 5-time champion in a dog of a car. That's another moniker that might have to get retired, eh? Lewis Hamilton, again, what, 16 seconds adrift? Ocon, Antonelli, Albon, Behrman sees out your top 10. Behrman's been on a charge, but he's going to have to pit again, I think, in short order. Still a possibility of Class A rain. Just a trickle. Spitting. Cheeky move from Lance Stroll on. What's going on with Carlos around here? That's another one. Carlos languishing in 13th. When his teammate is up there in 9th, point scoring again. Oh, the humanity. Oof. Sabotage, Eddie. You know what I mean? Jeez. Russell did a great while holding off Shaw. I think Max can catch him up now. Cameron, has F1 2025 become the qualifying championship? The construction of those... I think, Neil, you raise a good point, but again, you've got to take each Grand Prix on its merits, right? There is something very specific and peculiar about the Shanghai International Circuit. And those peculiarities surround the rate at which you deg tyre, currency being clean air, dirty air exacerbating the rate at which your tyres deg, climatic. It's I suppose physically. Oh. Just keep it up, Max. Everybody's trying to hang it out now. Don't know what can happen in the end. Hasn't been told about the rain yet. Keep it up, Max. Now, 3 seconds adrift of Charles Leclerc. Trying to put pressure on Charles, knowing all the while that dude makes mistakes of the unforced variety. Surprised to see the Haas input. I know Ollie Behrman's up there, eh? He's going well. I wonder if is he going to go to the end? He must be at this stage, eh? Ollie Behrman, driver of the day. Good shout. Don't hate it. Although OJ Piastri, I mean, he hasn't put a foot wrong, has he? Bless him. He's been quite good as OJ. D minus 13 laps remaining. Wind coming in from the west at 4.3 kilometres. 32.1, 26.7. Your track and ambient temperatures. Degrees Celsius, of course. Unbelievable. Charles Leclerc been driving with a broken front wing. Imagine if that's what Charles Leclerc is talking about. It's a shame. Because if he had those additional downforce points, imagine how dangerous he would be. 69% of you think nonsense at the sabotage claims. 31% of you guys think that there's a reasonable shout for Ferrari sabotage. Them having told him to get. That's going to be the story, isn't it, going forward? I'm telling you. Sabotage, Sir Lewis Hamilton. How very dare they? Turn 2. Oh, wow. Charles Leclerc. Mr. Sass. Huh. As we round third base on this Grand Prix, it's going to get techie now. Imagine if there is rain. Oh, the humanity. If there is rain, it's going to get peakums. 700 of you, if I can get my words out. Enunciation, Cameron. Watching Kokoni, do me a favour and smash the like. should have gotten Max to drive instead of Bottas? Oh, Ocon should have got the Max drive instead of Bottas. I don't get you, Ricky. Richard Belushi's too old to be consistent enough to fight. Here we go, Stephen. To fight for a championship. His first evidence, delivering the sprint, underperforms in the race. And Norris being told that possibility of rain on the last lap only. Depends how hard the rain is. Huh. Kravitz saying it should be okay. Do one on Hajar. Oh, the humanity. Yeah. Oh, wow. Racing ball damage. Oh, no. Say ain't so. Kill us. 585, if you're watching concurrently, do me a favour and smash the like. I'm grateful for adding an item to each and every single one of you. There are 10 laps remaining, or 11 left on the docket. OJ Piastri's been dominant here, hasn't he? Easy money for OJ. Barring accidents and reliability issues, he has this in the bag. Lando Norris takes it the second stop at the podium, and George Russell shortly thereafter. Charles Leclerc leads Maximilian Verstappen to the tune of 1.5 seconds. Go on then. Go on then, Max. Have a word, chap. Oh, that graphic is incorrect. Max Verstappen. The gap between Max and Charles Leclerc sits at 3 seconds. 2.9 is news makes no difference. Huh. Keep encouraging him, though. Max has done well to get 5th here, eh? But again, Lewis Hamilton has given him that because of the bloody two stop. The gap between Max... Oh, no, Lewis. That's where the sabotage calls are going to come from. Why didn't they two-stop Charles? That's where the sabotage calls are going to come from. Charles Leclerc is faster than you. Huh. They're going to find out here. Sonoda-san, stay within the pit... Doing. He was with Doing, Brundle. Sonoda-san, and they can't take off the broken wing. Sonoda-san getting sacrificed. Oh no, they couldn't take off the wing and it's all broken and the pieces on the floor and they're oh no. Yeah, Sonoda-san's 2 seconds per lap's not gonna happen. Not even if Max Verstappen's tyres do. Oh, the wing just broke on the straight. What the fudge? Are they running it that slow? Holy smoke. What is going on, chat? I can't even read this Grand Prix. All right, driver of the day voting. Let's get that one out there. Barack says, maybe not sabotage, but bad shit. I would agree with that. Sensible, bro. But why, Barack? Didn't Charles get the bad strategy? Is what they'll say. I mean, you can create any narrative. You can create evidence to support any narrative you want. I think there's a name for that, and its name is called confirmation bias. Figure out the argument, your end goal and destination as far as the argument, and then produce the evidence that matches and supports that. But again, F1 fans, Sir Lewis Extremis in particular, have been quite good at that. But then, to be fair, Sir Lewis, I don't know, he's had a bad time over the past 36 months. So maybe I need to give Sir Lewis Hamilton fans a bit of grace. Do you know what I mean? Maybe. These broken wings, let the Red Bull fly. RB wing flex terminally. Charles is as fast. He's fast at all races. It's very obvious now, JP. McLaren is mighty, says Kyle Tucker, PhD. Of course. Piastri and Ocon stand out. Go on, and let's get that. Lando Norris's pedal becoming longer. Right, driver of the day poll incoming 601 of you watching concurrently. Do me a favour, smash a like. The internet, Neil says, is where trolls go to live. Yeah, Bearman's been a bit mighty, hasn't he? Bearman, Ocon, Oscar. Max got this, says Miami. Go on, and let's have a look at Max. 2 seconds adrift. He's not gaining. No, he's not gaining. Wow, brake pedal will continue to get longer in terms of travel. That's a worry for Lando. You need brakes, don't you? Just a little bit. That's not ideal. T-minus 6 laps left on the docket. Where's the rain at? William Joseph. Where is the rain? I'm not voting if Max isn't in there. Should Max have been in the poll, really, Derek? So the only thing that I feel like prohibits Max, I mean, he's driven well, but the only thing that I think prohibits Max from being on that list is the move into turn 1. I think Max went very aggressive and attacking on the McLarens without checking his wing mirror and seeing that. Really cautious on the brakes. Oh, wow. Wow. Lando Norris has an issue on the brake pedal. That's very disconcerting, that. After these long bloody straights at the Shanghai International track, you kind of want to have some confidence as far as the extent of your brake pedal travel. That's the one thing that you will need, eh? That's the one thing. Huh. Come on, Max, says Umach. Come on. Max is close. 2 seconds still, chat. 1.5 now, eh? 1.5, 6 laps remaining. Catching is one thing, though, chat. Passing is another. I think Max will get close. He'll get within 1 second. Oh my gosh. Lando being told by his race engineer that, listen, I'd rather finish second than not at all. You're still going very quick as if you're racing. Oscar, 35.6, plays 35.6. Lando should be managing that gap behind him. He's got 7 seconds wiggle room between him and George Russell. Chill out then, Lando. Surely. If you've got a dodgy brake pedal, then manage that. Surely. T-minus 6 laps remaining. Wow. George Russell Max Verstappen will be 4th in the championship. Wow. Do you remember we spoke about once upon a time? Yeah, Shark settings. How did that gap close up so quickly? Has Charles got a problem here? 36. Oh, wow. Something's happened to Charles. 36.7 from Charles Leclerc on the last lap. 35.7 from Max Verstappen on the last lap. This race has come alive. The race is for 4th place between Charles Leclerc, aka modern day Journalese, and Maximilian Verstappen. Some say 4, soon to be 5 time. Let's have a go at that. Max Verstappen is on well into the DRS of Charles Leclerc. We have ourselves some racing for fourth. I think this is only a matter of time here. Max Verstappen is going to... he has woken up into the race, hasn't he? Fastest man on track as at the last... He's protected his tyres enough, says Crofty. Chaos. Under a second. All of a sudden, though, Patrick, Charles Leclerc must have made a mistake on the last lap or have a problem because he lost a second on one lap. What's going on here? That's why they held the sign say Bono GP. He said, Charlie, mate, Leclerc learned from science in how to talk to Ferrari. I love it. But is it smart? Well, but if he's made a mistake on that last lap to the tune of 1 second, or maybe finally that flexing has given way. I don't know. I have no idea what's going on. 4 laps remaining or 5 laps remaining. And Max Verstappen seems inevitable. Lando, you need to limit your brake pressure. Lando, chill out, chap. This is brakes. If that brake goes, here we go. Max Verstappen into the hairpin. Has a cheeky look. Now goes wide. Max Verstappen set up a cheeky switchback. Oof. Oof. 56% of you say Oscar Piastri for driver of the day. Let's have a go. Max Verstappen, DRS again. Main straight, up the inside, not just yet. Oof. Max Verstappen has a cheeky look, but then sets it up around the outside. Is he going around the outside? Driver of the day, if he can go around the outside. No, he sets up the switchback cheeky, and then he's going to set up another switch. Max Verstappen around the outside. Don't hate that. Don't hate that. Charles Leclerc had to cede. You see the way Max isn't half bad. Charles Leclerc tries to go up the inside. He has a cheeky look late on the brakes. It's all messy from Charles Leclerc there and messy from Max on the exit of the turn. Now Max Verstappen consolidates the position. Max Verstappen job done. Oof, and now starts to pull out. Look at that. What's the gap between Charles and Matt and Lewis? I love it when Brundle gets in his overtaking back. Whatever you do next, says Brundle, I will do something else. Noughts and crosses of the automotive pugilism variety. Love that. 4D chess from Martin Brundle. Now, Charles Leclerc has himself 7.7 seconds. That's a lie. My maths is bad. Ignore me. 8 seconds flat is the gap between the two Ferrari drivers with 3 laps left. As at the last time round, well, Charles Leclerc would have lost a lot of lap time fighting Max Verstappen, but last time round, 3 seconds was the difference between their lap time deltas. 588 of you in the chat, do me a favour and smash the like. Joe, you're a legend. Far too generous as always. Techie than techie things. Oscar Piastri has the whip hand. Lando Norris in second. Second place is right there, but he has a dodgy brake and he needs to consider circling the wagons instead of chasing down Oscar Piastri, who's controlling, managing for pace. You know what I mean? What are you doing, Lando? Don't be daft here. George Russell of Kings Lynn, Norfolk. Third. Stealthy good drive this from George. Maybe he should have been in the driver of the day list. Stealthy good drive this from George. I don't hate it. Just accruing points. Picking up points. Hassan fuming. Why Hassan? Detail. Is it because of the Lewis Hamilton sabotage? Max's car. Oof. Hajar on doing. Trying to cheeky around the outside. Nothing doing just yet. 6:50 in the chat. Do me a favour, smash a like. Anthony needs to get Akon. OJP, even 81 future champion, says RJ 100%. Why are you fuming? Yeah, what? Let me know why you're fuming. Hassan will be fuming if I put on my Sir Lewis Hamilton cap at the treatment by Ferrari of Sir Lewis Hamilton. Charles Leclerc is faster than you. Move over, chap. Notwithstanding his broken front wing. And then you get, by the way, brake situation. Brake situation getting critical with 2 laps remaining. What Lando knows can't afford to do here is not get the assignment. Listen, mate, got 18 points just there within your grasp. Don't, again, seize defeat from the draws of victory. 2 laps left, chap. Get over the line. Why are you racing? Oscar, but he's backed off a little bit now. 5.8 seconds is the difference between the race lead and the second place Lando Norris. Should have been doing that for ages though, mate. Damage control from like 10 laps ago. You're managing a gap between yourself and third place George Russell of 6 seconds. And he told you want to finish first to pick up points. What are we doing here? Driver standing update. Umarch, I don't know. I think Lando Norris will still have the whip-handed championship, 25 plus 18. That's all that I know, chap. Sorry, I can't do the maths that quickly. No rain. Final lap. Oh, wow. No brakes. Lando has no brakes. He's engine braking his way. Oh, look at that. Go on then. The lap time. The delta between Lando and Oscar is 2.7. It's 4 seconds, isn't it? Mate, this checkered flag is just going to come in a nick of time. Shades of Silverstone and Lewis Hamilton way back in the day, finishing on 3 wheels. What's the delta? George is coming, but not coming quick enough. Fair play to Lando. Giovanni, you're a legend. Loving your commentary as always. Ferrari strategists need to have a word with themselves vis-a-vis Sir Lewis, Carl, Davidson, Hamilton. Thank you, Giovanni. Fartukon. Oscar Piastri is your race winner. Takes the checkered flag. What's the delta between Norris and Russell? He's going to make it, isn't he? Just barely. Lando just barely. Wow. Wow. The delta between George and Lando ends at 2 seconds. 2 seconds flat as near as makes the difference. That's chaos. Oh. Blimey. Max Verstappen. Yeah, probably in the runnings for a driver of the day is Max. We're getting that 4th. How he's gotten that 4th, I don't know. Strategy, fortuitous circumstances, devilment, techie. Then techie things. He needs himself a car. Lest we forget, we talked about this ad infinitum. Going into Suzuka, the third race, if after Suzuka, the third race of the Grand Prix, Maximilian Verstappen is lower in the driver's standings than third place. Word on the F1 curb is that he has a clause in his contract that if he effected for it, means that he can null and void his contract with Red Bull Racing. Performance clause settings. It's the one stop, innit? It was the one stop. Start on hards, one stop, go to mediums, and then go for the length and breadth. That's what Oscar Ollie Behrman managed to leverage. That was the gift and the curse of Ollie Behrman's drive, eh? Well done, Oscar. Great drive, really good. Oh, look at the Oscar fan crying. I wonder if she's crying tears of happiness for Oscar or tears of sadness for Lando. I would bet the latter, you know. I think Lando's quite big in North Asia from what I hear. Huh. Everybody swapped of the main runners and riders from a 2-stop to a 1-stop, apart from Ferrari and Sir Lewis. Disposable. No, I don't know. So the problem. All right, go on. Let's talk about Lewis because I think that's what we'll be talking about. Sabotage. That will be the chat after the race. The reason why is because it wasn't just one right. So Lewis Hamilton, like diehards, will argue it's one thing to swap the positions particularly if Charles has a damaged car. Yes, Charles has the pace, but then the second strike is the fact that they 2 stopped Lewis and only 1 stopped Charles. Ergo sabotage now. Has to be sabotage. Has to be. You know how I feel about this. Time for Lando and Lewis fans to cry. Dr. Chad and the tears will come. Matt's pulling something out of nothing at the expense of Ferrari. Oscar, my G, is going to ruin Lando. Oof. Antonelli, driver of the day. How did I miss that? Fair cop. It's been all right as Antonelli finishing 8th potentially. But Ocon's improved his standing 7 places from how he started, so I don't know how that can work. Fair play. Yeah, I'm not mad at it either too much. I can't. Interesting. So I'm just taking in OJ Piastri. Correct. Brundle says you always felt as if OJ Piastri had it under his. I mean, if he was going to get off the starting line and consolidate for P1 in a way that his teammate hasn't managed to do, then, and he made sure, didn't it? The story of this race, of course, you've got team orders and Oscar and Lando. You've got team orders as far as Ferrari. But the winning and the losing of this race was Oscar Piastri's super late on the brakes into turn 1. George, for a second, looked like he'd pulled the manoeuvre, but he was too scared. His racing line was compromised by being on the inside. Oscar said, you know what, I'll have some of this. Round the outside, with a higher minimum speed, which enabled him to consolidate for P1. That was the gift and the cut. That was the start and the end of this race as far as Oscar. So had to get it done. Lando, though, won't be too mad at this. Did Lando just use his teeth to open the water bottle? I mean, real recognise real, eh? Fellow Neanderthals. Gather. Just looking at the demeanour. Just looking at the demeanour of Oscar and Lando. Lando doesn't even want to be in that picture anymore. Look, Lando's not. I don't think he's best pleased. He wanted to be the one with 25 points after his name. And again, it's how deep do you go into the championship without declaring a number 1 driver? Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. Yeah, those hard compound tires were diamond. They were diamond, but nobody had put. Ocon 45 laps, ghastly 46 on those hards. Bloody Nora. And they 2 stop Lewis Hamilton. Yeah, cool. Cool, bro. Just 2 stop Lewis, yeah? Fuck. Antonelli was waiting for the fans. Oh, the humanity. Oh, the humanity. I didn't get the Lewis Hamilton sabotage drama. Ferrari should have let Charles through earlier and left Sir Lewis out. They continue to hesitate on strategy and then still make the wrong calls and annoy the drivers and the fans. Jody Malted Milk. That's the issue. Like they want to be a luxury brand and they can't afford to disenfranchise so many people. Like we are checking an incident of the race. You're a legend, Pope. I appreciate you. Oh, and breathe. Snooze a race, man, says Kidney Super. Wasn't the best. Malted. Yeah, Jeannie agrees. It's been manipulated, man. It's been manipulated. Go on then, chat. I've got a reaction video that I need to... Give me 10 minutes. I will digest and ruminate and try and understand for the plot lines. I think it's all going to be the reaction video. Is team orders, Ferrari, sabotage, Oscar Piastri. How bad that Red Bull is. Bloody Nora. Only a couple of topics to get through. Stephen says, Lewis had a bad day. Simple as that. Curious who he will blame in the post-race interview. He shouldn't go that route. In my humble opinion, he shouldn't go that route. But again, some of the conversations need digging into, don't they? It steps back away for a good portion of it. And basically in the same position, says Coyote. Yeah, no, as you were, Stasis. Right, you guys are legends. Thank you so much for joining. Is this the start of your title campaign? I hope so. Chad Too Kind. Has Oscar now figured out time management? Hard to say if you're going to use this as a litmus test, Dr. Chad, for a couple of different reasons. The main one being that he had clean air all Grand Prix, right? Like the litmus test will be when he's running around in dirty air to see how he manages through his tyres. That would be but I mean, I think he's getting better. He's kicking on. You can only expect Oscar to expedite through his learning curve and his path between now and a potential championship challenge. He's young. He's inexperienced. This is only his third season. It's chaos. OG Zilla, you're an absolute legend. I can't believe Lewis didn't learn from last year China and change his setting from sprint to race. I think they did change their setting, OG Zilla. I thought that was the problem, mate. Maybe you know more than me. Oh dear, OG. That message makes me even more upset than I was already. Get Nash one here. He'll get you straight forward on the BS we just saw. Says Hassan. He's clearly calling sabotage. I don't think he is Saf. Sometimes you just make mistakes. Please troll the Lewis conspiracy theory. Neil, but the problem is this, mate. I don't want to... Go on. And you know what? They've been trolling me all this time. As soon as... I knew it was always going to be the way, Neil. As soon as Lewis got a cheeky victory. Oh, Cameron, you said he was washed. Do I then double down? This is the question, right? Do I go full heel and say, well, what are you saying now, Lewis fan base? I thought that Lewis was going to win his 8th and then he gets passed by Charles, who bloody had a broken... I don't know, Neil. I'll have a think. That pit stop had literally no impact on the final result. Right, guys, I'm going to run. I will be back shortly after I've dissected for all the relevant plots, all the salient ones, the pertinent points as far as the Chinese Grand Prix at the Singapore International Circuit is concerned. You guys have been legends. Thank you, each and every single one of you. Ad infinitum. I'm grateful in extremis. Words can't do that sentiment enough of a service, I'm telling you. Tired, knackered, long Grand Prix, super early morning. I'll be back shortly with a cheeky reaction video. And normal service will resume 8 PM GMT to translate for all of these, all of the fallout on the back of the Chinese Grand Prix and breathe. You guys have been legends. Between now and next time, the prosecution rests. No further questions. You're on.